Hello and welcome back to the J&Z podcast. My name is Jace Van Ort,
And I'm Zeth Makala.
and today we got a long list of stuff that we want to talk about.
Some really exciting things got announced.
We know we haven't been on in a minute, but did you know that there's going to be a new Thor movie soon?
Woohoo!
Mamma mia, it's almost as exciting as the Mario movie.
It is more exciting than the Mario movie, because at least with this, we know what's going to take place and what it looks like already.
See, I don't think so. I was so stinking confused when I saw that trailer. I don't know what, it doesn't even make sense to me. I don't even know what's happening.
I loved Thor Ragnarok, and I'm just so happy to see that Taika Waititi is returning to direct, and he's just got such a unique style of cinematography and humor, so I'm just really excited to see him go all out on this one.
I just watched this trailer and it's like no other. I don't know what other Marvel movies kind of compare to that vibe. It's such a goofy trailer, and I like the take that, he's getting back into shape. He's like finding himself. It's just such a goofy concept because
Kind of has a Rocky 3 feel or Rocky 4 feel.
Yeah, it's just such a fun premise, and so I think it actually has the potential to be a really good movie at this point. It's Marvel, so you have a certain level of quality. Not talking about Morbius, but besides that's Sony's thing.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm really excited for it to see where they go with it. I mean, they're doing the Jane Foster Mighty Thor line. It looks like mixing in a little bit of the Guardians of the Galaxy in there. So
yeah, I'm curious to see how much Guardians will take place. Be in there because after Endgame, he just tagged along.
I don't know. I mean, it could be a Penguin situation where they said they were on set for like a few days, and then the Penguin wasn't really in Batman a whole lot, but he was spread throughout the entire movie a good chunk. So it felt like it was a lot more than it actually was. So who knows? Maybe with this one they will be in it throughout the whole movie, but I have a feeling
it's just going to be like a beginning thing,
getting
them all set off. But it looks to be really funny. At least that's how they presented it. It's kind of, funnier film, and I'm not opposed to that. I kind of prefer the more lighthearted Thor movies than the darker ones.
Yeah.
They're just more fun to watch in general, I feel.
Yeah, me too. Speaking of movie news, actually, we have Thor coming out with their trailer, but there's actually been a lot of video game movie news. I mean, Sonic has had, I think, one of the biggest opening weekend box office for a video game movie. You have Dwayne Johnson will be the executive producer on the It Takes Two movie for Amazon Prime Studios. It's interesting.
That is a hard pass in my book.
And it even says like he might be starring.
Well, of course he's gonna self-insert into his own movie. I think that's obviously not like below him. He's going to do that, and I don't think that what has he produced in the past? What makes him qualified? And also, I don't want an It Takes Two movie. I want It Takes Two too.
I don't know, really, when it comes to him being a producer, but that's more of a marketing tool for people.
Yeah, I just gotta tie his name to it, but I just cannot see it being a good movie. I seriously, I always have this predicament when it comes to these video game movies. Why would you watch the movie when you can play the game? That's far more fun.
Yeah.
And interactive
And with this one, it wasn't even like with It Takes Two, it was such a good video game first, because the gameplay is fun.
Gameplay down.
That
was some clean gameplay.
Yeah, but the storyline, like if you translated it to like a TV show or a movie, like 1-to-1, it worked just as fine.
But it'd be kind of boring because you're not actually playing it.
I'm not saying like the gameplay moments, but I'm saying like the story of like, oh, these parents are in a divorce situation, and then they get turned into dolls and they go on little adventures. It's kind of built for a TV show almost.
I agree. I still wouldn't like it, I don't think, and I probably won't even give it a shot. but I'm thinking that it is better suited to television more than movies. I just can't see it being good, you know. I also heard that Jason Momoa, you know, Aquaman, will be somehow involved with a Minecraft movie. And I heard, let me see here, I think they scrapped it a while back, but apparently it's in talks again. And I don't want that either. Surprise, surprise. The insistence, it just is ridiculous. Like, I don't understand why. Like, who's asking for these movies? Why do they like? Can you explain it to me, like in like exact details, Eth? Why? Who's asking for them? And I get it, they're like popular or whatever, but no, it's
I don't know.
always.
I mean, it has that one off-ball chance. Like, I remember when the Lego movie came out and everybody saw the trailer for it and what it was going to look like, and everybody said this was going to be a failure. Same thing with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And those are two of the best animated movies ever. Now, granted, we don't know what this is going to look like, this Minecraft movie. So it could be animated, could be live action. We do not know. And I think it will be weird for people to accept, especially with Jason Momoa starring. I think he is a terrible actor. I honestly really do. In Dune, he was one of the really just poor performances in that movie. And Aquaman, I really couldn't watch because of it. But you have the director Jared Hess, which really surprised me, because if people don't know who Jared Hess is, that's the guy who directed Napoleon Dynamite, Nacho Libre, and Masterminds recently, and like a ton of other little indie comedies like that. But just, I mean, those two movies, Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite, those are two staples in comedy.
True.
So
I love those
I'm
two
not
movies.
saying this is going to be good, but I'm saying this has the potential to be pretty funny. I think it could be a pretty lighthearted comedy.
I feel that some games work better than others. Like Sonic, it has its like premise, but in the past it's strayed away from that. You know, it's just Sonic. He can just be Sonic. You know, loves chili dogs, whatever. They made a character out of it. The Lego Movie, it was kind of surprising how good it was, but if you think about it, they could have taken it any direction they wanted to, and they happened to find a really good plot to, you know, shape the movie around. You know, talk about creativity. That's Lego's thing, and I could see something similar with Minecraft, but I also still like, everybody still kind of sees Minecraft as deep down like a little cringe. Like, you know, Legos, you know, you love Legos, everybody loves
Yeah.
Legos. But you think of like the little Minecraft story mode games, Minecraft shorts, or whatever. They're not all
No,
that.
I know what you're saying. Like, I was thinking about it because this movie is really weird. And I'm saying that cuz when you really think about it, it can't be live action to a certain extent, because then you're straying away way too much from the games. Minecraft has the most iconic art style of any video game. You show a blocky character to anybody and a little kid is going to think it's Minecraft right away. I mean, it's just that iconic. But you
True.
can't do it animated, because then it could look like a cheap YouTube animated movie. Like, they have hundreds of those. So,
Oh yeah, people like literally devote time to making just Minecraft animations. They're not good at anything else, but they make Minecraft
yeah.
ones.
So, I don't think it's going to look exactly like the game. And I don't think it's going to be live action, but I think they're going to find a good middle ground. I'm not saying it's going to be either of them, because they could announce it and it could look exactly like the game and they just animate it that way. I think that would be fine to a certain degree. But this could have its own art style, like Into the Spider-Verse. Not saying it will, but I'm just saying, like, when you really think about it, either way, you're hurting the movie. I feel like if you go live action or completely animated, you have to find an in between style, I feel like.
I think I've made my point fairly clear on how I feel on the topic. So, Speaking of games, and especially speaking of Sega, um, apparently there's going to be a new Sonic, collection pack, and I heard from a little bird that it's fairly
No.
priced.
This is
No, no.
terrible. This is probably one of the worst pricing for a game I've seen in a long time. This beats Ubisoft pricing.
All right, you're telling me that the first four Sonic games, from 8-bit all the way up to 16-bit, isn't worth $40?
Here's the thing. These are newly remade from the ground up HD versions of these games. And it's got improved widescreen, it's got, 60 frames a second, all that good stuff, 1080p, 4K. Here's the thing. They're not worth $40 because you can download them for free on iOS and Android right now. The exact versions that they're selling. They
Yep.
might be a little slightly different on the console version, but this pricing is a little ridiculous. If it was $20, I wouldn't really beat an eyeball about it.
I'd say 30 is even kind of fair, but I think even $10 per game is kind of a bit much considering just how many other places you can play these games. I get it.
Yeah, I got the original cartridges for like $5 a pop, and
Yeah, they don't get any
Sonic
they
Mega
don't get any
Collection.
better than that. Yeah, the Mega Collection.
Yeah,
I got it for like $5 for my original Xbox, and it has like 20 games on it.
yeah, it's got all of them on it. If anybody just wants to play the original games unintact, one of the best ways to do it is just buy the Mega Collection either on GameCube, PlayStation 2, or Xbox.
Yeah,
Has all of those games that are in it except CD, and then it has like every other one like 3D Blast, Bean Machine.
and this one does have CD in it, but it's not worth $40. You're gonna walk into a GameStop, 6 months later, and this will be on the shelf for $15. It's not. It's gonna go on sale so fast. It's just not worth it, and I don't know what they're thinking when they're. I don't know who's buying this day one.
Well, people aren't necessarily mad about the pricing. I've seen some people a little weirded out by a $40 price, but mostly what I'm seeing is the different versions of these games. You have the standard edition, the start dash pack, and then you have the digital deluxe edition and the premium fun pack and the classic music pack. And all of these make no sense whatsoever. Because, like, the digital deluxe edition, like, you'd think would have the DLC, but the DLC is actually tied to a pre-order only. And then the digital deluxe edition has weird inclusions to adjust that $10 price. It's harder missions, character animation in the main menus basically, and the music.
Man, that's dumb.
That's it. It's just a bunch of like that's all it says is character animation in the main menu, camera controls over the main menu. Camera controls. You're paying $10 more for camera controls.
It is $5 more. Let's not spread some misinformation here. It's $5 more.
Oh, is it only 5?
And I think it's well worth
That's
it.
still too much.
I think it's well worth it to spin around that camera.
That's like a free update. And even then, I don't even know if I want it. Just ridiculous. Like, seriously, that's like an insult.
There is just so many other games for $40 right now that you could find.
Sonic Mania Plus is only like $15, and that is better than all those original Sonic games.
Yeah, it's not like these are brands. It's not like it's 4 brand new Sonic Mania type games. They're the old games, and they're in varying quality. The originals. When you can get Sonic CD, a brand spanking new one, $10-15, and it goes on PS Plus for free. And maybe it's just not me. Maybe I just don't like. I was never a big fan of Sonic games. I just never really cared for them. So this probably isn't my forte. Talking about it.
I'm a big fan of them. I mean, I grew up with them, but to me, when you can go out and get an original cartridge for cheaper, I mean, I understand these are newly like 4K editions and all that other stuff, but these are available on the iPhone and iOS, Android stores for free with just included ads.
Yeah, and they're not even like I've played a couple of them. Even they're not that bad. They're like adequate. Time pass game. They're fine. Not worth $40.
Yeah, I love Sonic 2 and Sonic and Knuckles, but man, I'm really disappointed with Sega's decision with this, really.
That being said, I'm not entirely disappointed with Sega as far as their games are going. They apparently are making a new big budget Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio reboot. And when I tell you I like Jet Set Radio, you better believe it. It's one of my Jet Set Radio Future is one of my favorite games of all time. Beautiful, amazing soundtrack. I hope they remaster it. But even the original is not that bad, and if they're able to match that vibe, get some really good soundtrack and some really good gameplay, that was the only complaint I had was the gameplay may have been a little clunky back in the day. You know, it's original Xbox, Dreamcast games. If they can make a really good Jet Set Radio game, I would be so happy. I would buy that one the second I know it's good. I'll pay full price for that.
I'm excited for Crazy Taxi. I mean, I'm a big fan of those pick up and drive 'em places like The Simpsons Road Rage and stuff. So
I never found those to like. I was never kept my interest for very long, but I know it's one of their bigger IPs, so I know why they're doing it. And I really do want to support them if the games are good. I want more games like that. I want different things. We always dunk on companies for just rehashing the same old stuff over and over again. But this is one of those times that I think that they're due for a new game in the series. They're due for some respect.
yeah, but there's a ton of Sega games that they've just forgotten about. It's like all they want to release now is either the new Sonic or I don't even know at this point.
I know. I like that's it. Like I get it. They're kind of not as big as what they were. It's possible they're maybe struggling and they have to kind of play it safe. But the Sonic games apparently, especially the 3D ones, they're just not as good as what they were before.
Yeah, there's a few good 3D ones, but just
there are a lot of forgettable ones, especially as of late.
Yeah. I mean, I am excited for the new one to just see more gameplay of it. Have you heard of it?
Oh, which Origins? Is that what it was? Or
No. So Sonic Origins is going to be the birthday release. So that's like his big 40th anniversary, I think, or 50th. That's the one that's going to celebrate his birthday this year. The other game that's coming out this year, I think, is called Sonic Prime or Sonic
I think it's
Primal.
Frontiers.
Oh, Frontiers. Prime is the new show that's coming out, but Sonic Frontiers is a Breath of the Wild style open world Sonic game.
It's open world?
And it appears to be. They've only had a trailer where it shows off some of the maps and stuff.
Is it like a big mass, or is it more like, could it be misconstrued as like just a platformer?
I don't know. I think it's going to be open world because Sega team has really Sonic Forces was the big game that really like slapped everybody in the face and kind of said we're not pumping as much money into our biggest IP as, say Nintendo with Mario. And so this one really shows that they're putting their A game back where it belongs with Sonic.
Yeah, there was a dark time there though.
Big dark time.
Need to remind you of Sonic what was it? Sonic Boom?
Boom.
Thank goodness.
That made me that was embarrassing to be a Wii U owner.
What else were you gonna play in the Wii U? Only Sega's best and brightest on that console, That's what it needed. That was the kick it needed to get going again.
There was a good Sonic game on there that was exclusive that released a few months after the Wii U. It was like Sonic World or Sonic. It was called Sonic World, I believe, but that one was cool. It got a bunch of hate because it changed up the gameplay of Sonic again. It gave Sonic a run button, believe it or not. And it was kind of shaped like an original Genesis game, but in a 3-dimensional pattern. It was super weird, but
like the bonus
really,
stages?
really cool. Yeah, it was almost exactly like that, but it was on a 3D plane. So you were on these little like Mario Galaxy planets.
Oh, that's what I was going to say, yeah.
And you could walk around it like one of them, and then you would bounce off to other ones. It was super weird, but I actually really, really enjoyed that one.
I never got to play that one. I didn't really know it existed until now.
Yeah, it was a lot more slower, and it kind of flew under the radar because that's when it came out around the time that Nintendo finally was pumping out some big games like Pikmin 3, Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 8, etc.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
But yeah, that one definitely got lost. But I mean, I'm looking forward to what they got. I mean, I'll play that Jet Set Radio game in Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it a go. I'm sure we won't hear anything about it, or we'll hear more about it soon, but I won't expect one for quite a while.
Yeah.
They're just developing it, but hopefully they put their A game in and everybody else can see how awesome Jet Set Radio is.
Well, some good news, some bad news. Kind of a good mix today. But, if you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and check out a bunch of other things. We got some really exciting stuff coming out. And take it away, Jace.
Bye.
Bye.